What's going on, guys? This is Jack, coach of the Didnt Wildcats, bringing you our battle versus Jacob. So we don't see the guard jump, which is nice to see, although somewhat expected. Pretty much he brought the team I was expecting. I thought maybe guard chop instead of something like Ditto or Scizor. I wasn't super expecting the Ditto just because I don't have a whole lot of like setup sweepers. And so therefore Ditto doesn't have a whole lot to, reverse sweep with. However, I mean Ditto's still a fantastic mon and still gets like cheeky momentum, so I'm not super surprised it's here. Volcarona is of course always a problem. Want to keep that thing from setting up as much as possible. I didn't bring sticky webs. And he does bring the Runner Regis, which means Rotom doesn't get free Volt switches on his team until that thing is gone. So, what do I want to start off with? What does Victini do to Runner Regis? I haven't brought Victini in forever this season. Like, it's been on the bench. It's time for it to do some work. So that's not a whole lot at all. Ringa's too bulky. It does a decent chunk, but I don't want to take a beak rate drop and then an EQ. However, it's still a free U-turn. And against pretty much everything else on his team, I hit something pretty hard. So I'm fine with the Victini lead, and if he does lead with Rodriguez, like I said, I can just go for U-turn. So this is Scizor. I see no reason. How much does Tapu Fini? Fini, obviously, if it's defensive, can take a V-Create. But it has no recovery outside of leftovers. Where is it? And so getting chip damage on it will be nice, and we'll also get information on if it's fully defensive or what kind of set it is. So I'm fine with just going for V-Create here. Because nothing wants to take a V-Create. Yeah, here's the Runner Regis. So I'd still outspeed after the -1. Unless, we did see the leftovers, so it's not some random Scarf Runner Regis. So I can freely go for another V-Create, take this thing out, and then Rotom gets free Volt switches on his team. Yeah, Electro doesn't get the random Volt Absorb. Alright, so he gives us Tapu Fini, and that does a lot. 67%. So that's looking... Yeah, that is no HP, no defense investment. So this is an offensive Tapu Fini. In which case, I just go into Empoleon. I think the best Tapu Fini can do to me is Nature's Madness. Which is fine. Empoleon can't do much back to Tapu Fini. But that's fine, I think. Yep, let's go into Empoleon. Interesting that you brought offensive Tapu Fini. I mean, It has decent coverage against most of my team, Water and Fairy, but then Empoleon's sitting right there, and I can't do anything to Empoleon outside of, like I said, Nature's Madness. I'm pretty sure Fini doesn't get Thunderbolt. Yeah, no. It gets literally nothing to hit Empoleon. So. Yeah, he goes for the Surf. And I'll just go for a Scald here. I'll at least mitigate the leftovers damage. Or the leftovers recovery. And I'm fine with sitting here and trading. I mean, Empoleon is mostly here for... Well, I do want to keep it relatively healthy for the Volcarona. Because I do have the Aqua Jet just as insurance. But... Alright, so he goes into Scizor. Leftovers on everything today. I would like to go on to Gliscor, but if he does go for a knockoff, then I lose my Toxicorp. But the fact that he doesn't bring Garchomp and Runerigus is pretty low. Gliscor is less necessary, so I'm going to go into that. He does go for the knockoff, which is somewhat annoying. I'll just fire back with my own knockoff. Yeah, losing Toxicorp is kind of annoying, but Gliscor is kind of moot in this matchup. I have other answers to Scizor too. I really want to get that Runerigus out of the way so I could get free Volt Switches with Rotom. I do have a Specs Rotom today, and free Volt Switches does a number. Go into Fini and not get the Mystery Terrain back up. That would be lovely. Alright, so I'm just going to go for a Toxic. Alright, so he does have the Ice Beam, that's fine. Do I just go back into Victini and get a kill? Because... Yeah, I'm already there. So, he's at 57%. As we saw, he's no HP, no defense. So, Victory gets a kill here. Alright, so he loses his Tapu Fini, which is nice. Although, yeah, I think that was the right play on his part. He couldn't really afford to lose anything else on his team. Losing Fini, however, means that Rotom gets free overheats and even more free V-Creates. So I was fine with that trade, losing Gliscor for Fini. Here's the Electrode. I go into Rotom, and I click Overheat. That did a decent chunk. Nope, I didn't want that set. Versus electrode. Volt switch. Oh, it goes into Volcarona? Interesting. Well, let's finish this calc. So volt switch did 24%. So that does seem to be specs. Yeah, that is specs electrode, which is good to know. So Volcarona. I do not like this thing. What does Empoleon +1 Fire Blast? Does 63% max, so I should be able to switch into Empoleon, and the combination of Volt Switch plus 2 Aqua Jets should hopefully take it out. Alright, so that Volt Switch did 30%. Let's go back to Rotom. Yeah, so that was a min roll of no defensive Volcarona. So let's go into Empoleon. Aqua Jet at... I guess we don't know if he's leftovers. He's probably Boots. So if I get 2 low rolls and or Flame Body, we're in a pickle. But this is what Empoleon's here for. So actually... no, Fire Blast won't take me into Torrent range, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Unless he gets crit, but I could go for a Scald first. What's the risk that he gets a +2? I should still live a +2. And I could go for a Scald first so I don't risk the burn. But then if he goes for... no, because 2 Aqua Jets after that, as long as he doesn't get a crit, should be fine. Yeah. So, barring any cheeky crits, or... yeah, basically really just crits, we should have this Volcarona checked. Okay, so he does go for another Quiver Dance. And Aqua Jet takes it out. Awesome. Whew! Alrighty. Thank goodness we took it out before he got the Roost off. If he got the Roost off, then we probably lost. Lost, not loosed. We would have loosed our bowels. This thing has no use anymore. Feeny and Volcarona are both gone. I don't care about rocks from Renarigus. I don't think Renarigus will even get a chance to get him up. So I'll just go for a Scald. I should live anything. I mean, I'm a max Bedef Empoleon. Yeah, that did nothing. That was delicious. Yeah, I don't think anything wants to take a Scald because they don't want to risk the burn. Yeah, I'd say that's the right choice. Yeah, and there's the burn. I'm fine with sacking this. And I am in Torrent range. And yeah, he's just gonna get another Volt Switch. So I'll get some information of who he goes into. Oh, he goes for Thunderbolt. So he is locked into Thunderbolt. And this is when I set up with Zarude. He is locked. If he goes into Ditto, I get a sub up, and Ditto can't break my subs. Oh shoot, actually, hold on. Let's think this out. So no, yeah, Ditto has to lock itself into something. So either lock itself into Darkest Lariat, in which case I could probably go into Rotom, or locks itself into... I'm thinking ahead, like if I go for Substitute and a Bulk Up, he sacks the Rodriguez, goes into Electrode, breaks the sub with Signal Beam, and then goes into Ditto, and then he has a Scarfed +1/+1 Zarude. What does +1 Zarude do to my Rotom? It does kill. That's not good. What about against my Greninja? Darkest Lair won't kill, and if he locks himself in Pyro Whip, then I have either. So I think it should be fine. Oh no, we lost our Leaf Guard. Yeah, he goes for a Signal Beam here. What does a Power Whip do to an Electrode? Oh, even a Darkest Lariat kills. Holy cow. Electrode, you need to go to the gym or something, my dude. Oh, what? What? Okay. So he's max special attack, max HP? I only did 70%. Oh, because I was still at +1 here, that's why. That was silly of me. That was silly. But he is locked into Signal Beam. So I can just go into Rotom. Go for a Volt Switch. I'm pretty sure a Specs Volt Switch even resisted. Should take it out. Ooh, maybe not. I can go for a Thunderbolt though. I'll just see what he goes for. Yeah, so I think he has to stay in and go for T-bolts or overheats. Alright, yeah, so he's just going for overheats. Um... Yep, I'm fine with sacking Rotom. Or not. So hopefully he doesn't lock himself into Signal Beam so that I can get the last kill with Zarude. Please don't do it, Jacob. Please don't do it. Don't do it, Jacob. Don't do it. Don't do it, Jacob. I just want the one more kill. No! Alright, well, I guess Victini gets the last kill. RIP. So Zarude only gets the one kill this week. That's unfortunate. But yeah, so that's the game. We win 3-0. I believe our opponent next week is Taco, and then we finish off the season with Rodney. It's a pretty close race to get fourth place in the playoffs. Like me, Rossi, and Azoth are like all pretty neck and neck. However, with the victory this week and last week, I feel like we're in a pretty decent position as long as we don't fully muff up the last 2 weeks. But thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you later.